showing my new drive to work. I moved out of the city and I am out in the middle of nowhere now. But I work in the city. Still, so I'm driving to work. How are you?
At the next stop sign, turn right.
I have been at this job for about a week and 2 days. And I don't
At the
know.
stop sign, turn right
Something in my
onto East
spirit
Park
said go
Road.
live. And so that's what I'm doing. I am now working at a high school opposed to an elementary school. And you think high schoolers would be a little bit more mature,
In
but what I'm
1.3 miles,
finding
keep
is
right
that
onto North
they are
McRae
not.
Road.
Look at the moon. You can still see the moon. The skies are so clean and clear out here. You can see the stars at night. This is my drive. It's like a farming area, as you can see. Sorry, police was driving by. But again, it's a farming area. Oh my Lord, yeah.
In half a mile,
You
keep right
know,
onto North McRae Road.
I am convinced that so much of how the children behave is based on parenting. And if you're parenting, I can't see you not parenting your child. I'm sure your child is doing just fine at school. But it seems like a lot of the parents kind of, let the children do what they want, say what they want. It is what it is. I talked to a young man yesterday because he was like, I'm tired. And I'm like, why are you so tired? I said, wait a minute, how old are you? Because I just started in the classroom yesterday. And he was like 17. And I said, okay, well, why are you so tired? Because I work, miss. Oh, I said, oh, you are at the age where you can have a job. Yeah, miss, I work. I work on a weekend. I work after school. I said, so do you even find value in coming to school at this point and getting a high school diploma? He was like, no. I said, oh, okay. He said, but I'm doing it for my family. I said, okay. Do it for your family then. For those who are in the bushes on here looking and listening. Yeah. And then it's a SPED class. Sorry, focusing on driving. So I paused on my talking. So of course I'm in a SPED class because I work with special education students. And another trend now in the classrooms is there's usually more boys than girls. I think One class there was like two girls. Another class there was one girl. Another class, I believe it was maybe 3 or 4 girls. But when you're talking about a class of 14 to 20 students, and the most you have is maybe 4 girls in each class, why are boys being classified as special education? You know, yeah, at a higher rate than girls. See, boundaries. You set some healthy boundaries for them. To me, that's healthy boundaries, because you want them to be successful in school and not be going to school talking about they're sleepy and tired and, don't want to do work and focus. But a lot of these parents, that extra money coming in is beneficial to the household. So there's that. The moon is still in the sky. The mountains. You can see again all farmland over there. I guess that's a trend. They just want to sleep and do nothing. Farm, more farmland. And then you can start to see houses off in the far distance. And then that's actually a college over there, a community college over there in the far distance. Okay, for the 2 people still watching. Have you harvested anything recently? I love this drive. That was one of the things, like, people were like, so how do you feel about driving? Because I used to drive 4 minutes to work when I was living in the city. And now that I drive roughly about 20 minutes, I love it. Because again, it's not a lot of traffic, as you can see. I've been rolling the whole time except for some stop signs. But this drive, to me, is peaceful because I get to go home and whatever energy from work is within is released on drive home. So I actually do appreciate this drive. Okay. I'm going to get off this live as I make this, I believe, last turn of mine. Let's see. That road is right on up the street. chit-chatting with me. Little house on the hill up there. There are literally just houses in the middle of nowhere. There's a house, I don't know if that was an abandoned house. There are houses. I should be having my car drive itself instead of me holding the steering wheel. Houses off to the side. I feel like when I get into this area, this seems more rural. Megan, how are you? Driving while we drive. Yes, I am. I am. I typically wouldn't do anything like this, but you know, I decided to do it. So yes, ma'am, Miss Megan. Well, y'all have a great day. I am going to get my behind off of here. I might drive, show y'all some of the other neighborhoods. They're, again, pretty cool. Have a great day. Until next time.